I ain't no joke. I used to let the
Dr. Michael E. Dyson is a self-proclaimed spokesman for the hip-hop culture generation.
He's got the bully pulpit. Be a bully in the pulpit, but don't bully black people.
Dyson is savage.
The great Thomas Jefferson, the architect of Monticello and the Declaration of Independence, also wrote notes on Virginia, where he questioned the cerebral abilities and the intellectual acuity and the reason of black people, even as at night, retiring from his study, engaged in relations with a young woman whose loins trapped his logic.
He is lit.
Nonetheless, the number of white kids died that approximate the numbers of black and other kids who die, will America see? It's beyond logic, it's about rationality, it's about let's get something done.
And definitely high key.
You may not be calling a woman a bitch, a hoe, a skeezer, a slut, a chickenhead, a hood rat, but if you treat them in a certain way, they become ecclesiastical hoes because you, as the preacher, become the pimp articulating a gospel that demonizes them.
An enigma wrapped in multiple layers of philosophy, Dr. Michael E. Dyson is a highly sought-after African-American intellectual who addresses his points provocatively, whether through his use of rhyme to describe misogyny.
But the problem is the reduction of the complexity of black female identity to the gluteus maximus, because what about a brain? What about a heart? What about a soul? We can look at this woman who is ebony ecstasy and furrowed in coffee flesh, and we can see that she's extraordinarily beautiful. But obviously she has a cerebral capacity that is defying what she looks like in terms of stereotypes. But here's the problem. The tragedy is that so many women are reduced to shaking their behinds, their belligerent behinds or their bouncing bosoms to make a living as a means toward an end, as opposed to in a society where we open up space of opportunity for black women to choose other routes.
Or take down a friend.
But he failed us, and not only us as black people, he failed the nation. He failed to deal with the particular instances, not only of Michael Brown. He doesn't have to deal with Michael Brown. The president said, I don't want to wait to put my thumb on it too much to weigh the scales of justice. Don't even talk about Michael Brown. Talk about what led to Michael Brown. Tell us as a nation what happens when festering rage in a community then begins to ignite and then begins to consume not only that community, but the people around the nation who are empathetic.
There is little doubt Dyson's rhythmic rhetoric is much more than a freestyle rap, but a serious critical pedagogist clothed in critical race theory and deeply bedded within a Christocentric social justice theology that causes admirers and critics alike to think about what this 18-book wordsmith has to say about racism past, as well as the necessary pain of childbirth to produce a harmonious future devoid of hate and discrimination.